Feel incredible!
It's not a cartoon, it's anime!
Oh, I'm dehydrated, man.
Early morning power up fast, man.
Bro, I'm dehydrated, dog. I couldn't. My energy was like just dwindling during that whole power up.
I was scared.
Brandon, what the fuck was you doing with your face?
Well, I was leaning into the microphone because I didn't want to get too loud because I'm in an office with a bunch of other people like behind me, and I'm just like
he's embarrassed.
They don't want to. It's not so much that I'm not embarrassed. I don't want to blow them away with my over 9,000 power. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Okay.
Well, my God. Anyways, welcome to another episode. Another Animeshun. The squad is back, y'all. Myself, Ice, Brennan, Rob. Man, yeah, embrace your nerdiness, Brennan. I feel like Brennan gets embarrassed when we even have guests on here. Like, oh, man, we got to power up in front of the guests, man. This is kind of embarrassing. I don't give a shit.
I don't give a motherfucker.
I don't care.
You scared the hell out of Tahir. He's still shaking to this day. He keeps bringing it up.
Tahir always brings it up. Yep, he always brings it up.
All I'm saying, look, it's not so much that I'm embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed about being a nerd. I just think that there's just like levels to this shit. And it's just like I'm cool with being like, yo, I'll tell you how much anime I watch, how many video games I play. I'll tell you how much techie stuff I know. I'll even let you look at these glasses on my beautiful brown skin. But when we start doing these power-ups, though, it's just like, all right, y'all, like that's my line. That's a threshold for me.
Bro, come on, man. It's like the pregame huddle up, like team on 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
It is.
Don't fuck with me. I'm here for it. I do it. I'm the one who encouraged that we do the power up together in the first place.
That's true. That's true.
I am here for that. But all I'm saying,
this is on you, man.
Exactly. So I'm like, look, I take credit for that, but at the same time, I got feelings. That's all. I got feelings.
That's funny too that we really did used to just watch Keenan just power up on his own. Just watch it.
We be staring at him too, like, how's he gonna do it today?
Yeah. And I never had any embarrassment. I didn't give a damn, Brennan.
You know what we should give a damn about, Keenan? Hey, back to consistency. Guess who was late today?
Oh, get the fuck out.
Any of our listeners know out of the 4 of us, guess who was late today?
Get the fuck out.
At the end of it sucks because Brennan, I'm sure, was trying to make a point and he froze. You froze.
Thank you, Zoom.
And so whatever you might have said in your whatever is gonna probably overlap at some point. But yeah, it's it's in Ice's DNA, so I don't sit here and be shocked.
You can't say I ain't been like I've been on a good year streak almost.
A year streak,
bro. A year streak, bro.
Wait, hold on. Yeah. We got the Captain Honesty here, Rob.
I don't know, man. I don't know what time is anymore. Shit, I've been in quarantine since March. It could have been a year.
He's Captain Honesty, but we can't forget about how much he loves to be on the fence.
I think you know what's funny? Brennan, is the internet over there kind of messed up today?
I hope not. That would be a horrible thing.
It'd not be a good day for
that would be the worst thing.
Hell. Yeah. It'd be terrible. Well, anyways, the squad is back, y'all. You know what we do? We review anime. We do one-off. We do debates. We talk about it. We talk our shit. Get our questions in, man. That's what we do, man. Go ahead, Ice. Get your shit off.
You know what? I might have been late, and it's okay because regardless, if I'm late, if I'm early, if I'm on time, this is still the greatest fucking anime podcast in the entire world.
All right, this week we're going to be talking about... It's just so funny that we just never give him...
There's never energy. Like a, yeah!
It's good because the listeners going to do it.
That's true.
One day, I'm just going to probably pop it and be like, let's go, baby!
I'll probably be caught off guard like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I appreciate the hope for applause, Like, the audience, you're right. They're just like, yeah, that's right. Yeah. We give them that little bit of moment to, like, get back into it, get centered.
Yeah. All right, so this week we reviewed something that a little different than what we normally review. We reviewed the Super SpongeBob anime. I try to say that right.
Bro, say it again.
SpongeBob anime. That's how I'm reading it how it's spelled as best as I can.
Yeah, it's definitely not like Just straight up the way we usually say it.
Yeah, SpongeBob. It's the SpongeBob anime. It's episode 1, not movie. I think we might have previously said movie, but it's actually just an episode. It's the Bubble Base arc. All right, of this SpongeBob anime, and you want to give us some actuals, Brennan?
Yo, so this wasn't all that easy to research because this was not produced by a traditional anime studio. This actually was produced by an individual, a YouTuber, named Narmak. Narmak, Narmak. And Narmak is an interesting person that's not that easy to research. Narmak, if you didn't know, is actually a neighborhood in northeast Tehran in the capital of Iran. Yeah, I did some research.
Like a Mortal Kombat character.
Right? And I had no idea if that has any kind of relation or not. But, doing my research, I had to figure, find out who this person was, type in that name, and that's the first thing that actually came up. Second thing that came up was actually a new groups link that was back from 2015, where back in 2015, this man was still animating, but obviously not even close to as popular as he is now because at the time he had 19 movies and 4 likes. And it looks like it got up to about 5.6K fans. And he's like, "Hello, beautiful. If you're reading this, you have discovered me, Narmak, Prince of all Negrumps. I create monogamous animations stemming from the silky passions residing deep in my gooey heart." I'm like, all right, this man is getting on the sensuality.
Yeah, so, you hear it when he's talking about at the end, too, when you watch the whole thing. He's funny.
Well, and then we even we get into the fandom. This even goes back to 2014. I'm actually just going to read you guys the fandom article because this actually gives the best backdrop on who this is and who made it. And Narmak is a YouTube animator known for making parody animes from shows and movies such as SpongeBob and Shrek. Who, me? You said I look like I was about to dab?
Yeah, you froze like this.
So pretty much when he first started working on uploading to YouTube in 2016, he made his first popular one was an Attack on Ogre, a parody of Attack on Titans and Shrek that blew up and got millions of views. Because of his popularity, he made another one, a sequel that got another millions of views. In 2017, he did the anime intro for SpongeBob SquarePants that got 17 million views, which obviously brought us to where we are now, where he released the first episode of the possible series that came out in July of 2020. And this already got 7 million views by the time this article was written. But if you actually go to the YouTube channel right now, there's over 10 million views on it, which is extremely impressive. Especially if you know the CPM, which is cost per minute or how much money you make per minute. For a YouTube video, it's about $4.50. So if you think about it, most YouTube videos, people watch about 60-70% of them. 60-70% of the length of the video. This one's 14 minutes. So let's call it a 10 minutes. So that's what? You know what I'm saying? That's, what is it? $45, $50 per, $4.50. I don't even know. I'm doing such bad math right now. $45 per person, per 1,000 views or 1,000 minutes watched. And so he can be making mad money just from this video alone. And that's how you can even look at the credits list and see in the YouTube video, he's paying a bunch of other people to help. Like you got all the voice actors, obviously, music composer, got the sound mixing. He has a real team. But it seems like Narmak is doing the main lifting when it comes to the animation and does a really, really, really good job. That's what I found out.
You know what? This is the Brennan we pay for. This is the Brennan that gets the big bucks, that actually shows up with the research and not fucking fumbling and dropping the ball. This is the guy right here.
You are Captain Backhanded compliment, like Jesus Christ. Like, I'm gonna give Brennan a compliment, but I gotta remind him that I didn't appreciate how he was before, so I know that he's better now.
But y'all
asked me one question.
So, Brennan, I don't understand why you expect anything from Ice when you just bashed him like 5 minutes ago for being late. And you're just like, I don't understand how you're going to say this about me.
I didn't bash him. I just called out I'm being consistent, as is Ice. Ice has to hate on literally everything. So I'm just acknowledging that as well.
Not at all. I didn't, I'm giving you props. Hey, LeBron at one point dropped 6 points in the finals, but he bounced back from that. And that was your 6-point game. This is your championship comeback on the Warriors. So appreciate you stepping up and being there.
I wouldn't call this a championship, but okay.
I tried. Keenan,
I'm just saying. I mean, he read something word for word. Like
Damn. Keenan's taking the trophy right out of your hands, Brennan. This time.
I mean, he's Kanye Westing my award.
Because I've seen Brennan do better. That's why, in the sense of like how he broke some down, but like, damn, that's impressive. He went through and found different things or different articles and put stuff together with all that stuff like that. And it was dope. So I can't say this is a championship round and those were just like, 30-point games or something like that. Nah. But
you're ugly, Keenan.
You're ugly. All right. Yeah, Rob, you want to set us off with this? I mean, this is probably going to be a shorter episode because the episode itself was only about, like you said, 14 minutes or so.
Yeah,
but we do have some questions about it, and yeah, go ahead, Rob, lead us off.
Sure. So this episode starts off with SpongeBob dramatically arriving at the Krusty Krab just after it was attacked by Bubble Bass, a picky eater from the original show who challenged SpongeBob as a cook. This time it sounds like he attacked the restaurant and stole the Krabby Patty secret formula while powered up by a 5-pickle Krabby Patty. Mr. Krabs, wanting to protect the formula at all costs, has sent Squidward after Bubble Bass, but SpongeBob tells him like that's suicide and chastises his master for doing anything for a cheap buck before running out to save his friend.
In the most anime way possible. I know we'll talk about it more, but just this part right here, this segment right here, let me know, like, okay, like
this guy watches anime, he knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Then we get a short anime opening, which must have been the original video that kind of spawned this whole thing.
That anime opening,
it's really fun. It's
good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't watch all the anime intros, but I watched this one.
Did y'all see the kiss though? The SpongeBob Sandy kiss was so intense in the anime opening. Like, go on.
It was. Yeah, it's full of Easter eggs and references to the original SpongeBob and how those plots might have played out if this was an action anime. But they get back to the show and SpongeBob runs into Sandy and Patrick as they're watching Squidward fight in jellyfish fields. SpongeBob asks why they're letting Squidward fight alone, and they were like, well, he didn't want help. He needed to beat Bubble Bass on his own to protect his honor. And SpongeBob calls that a bunch of like tartar sauce and like angrily rushes off. Just to help Squidward, saying that they've abandoned their friend. Sandy's upset by this, but Patrick, I love Patrick in this. He's just total opposite, like wise, like Zen master. Is very common. Is just like, it needed to be this way since SpongeBob and Squidward are like two sides of the same coin. And they're the key to some old prophecy about defeating an old, powerful, ugly barnacle or something like that.
They're too beautiful.
How brilliant is it that they made Patrick into a sage? Like,
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, because you're just looking at him and waiting. Like, when's Patrick gonna say something dumb? He's just like, the old man sitting on the mountain. Like, really, Patrick?
You're right.
Yeah. That's how you do it. You flip it, man.
Yeah, they flip the script. Yeah. So SpongeBob arrives as Squidward is just getting absolutely pummeled by Bubble Bass, but luckily Squidward was able to grab the secret formula in the fight. SpongeBob is like, "Hey, we should have attacked together," but Squidward is like, "So you could have stolen all the glory." And
we already know who Squidward is. We already know who Squidward is. He's younger.
Exactly. Totally. And SpongeBob, the Goku transplant here, is holding him as he's like drifting out of consciousness, lamenting that SpongeBob had all he didn't. He was the talented cook, employee of the month, and worst of all, he had all the friends while Squidward was just like left off on the sidelines. And as he closes his eyes,
I'm your friend, Squidward.
Yeah, but I'm your friend. Oh my God.
He's like, he say F is for friends. He's like,
what happened to F is for friends?
And as Squidward seems to die, Bubble Bass approaches gloating, revealing that he was hired by Plankton to steal the secret formula. And as he continues to tease SpongeBob for being a failure, SpongeBob injects the secret formula into his arm and turns around, like his eyes all red. And he launches this all-out attack, even like breaking his arms to avoid attacks from Bubble Bass and hitting him with incredible power. And Bubble Bass is just like, holy shit, like where did this all come from? And launches his ultimate attack, the perfect pitch, but all it does is anger SpongeBob. Like he takes it straight to the face and just like gets back up like, I'm ready for this, and responds by taking off Bubble Bass's arms.
Did you just literally use the I'm ready reference with SpongeBob?
He was like, I'm ready. He cuts off the arm, takes off his head with 2 swift karate chops.
Kills him.
Kills that man. And even then, like after he's done, just continues like beating on his corpse, just like yelling, about Squidward. But his friend soon approaches.
Because he thought Squidward, because he's like, Squidward died. Because he gave that speech and then he died.
Yeah.
But he thought so, but he's still alive. Squidward's still there. Just like, hey, you didn't even like check
Check
my
my
pulse
vitals.
before running off. Like, yeah, come on, man. You're always running off without, checking in on the situation. But SpongeBob, he's just happy to have his friend back and goes to hug him, promising they'll face their next challenge together as we cut to the end credits. And that was the episode. That was episode 1 of SpongeBob the anime.
Super short, super sweet. Let's get to the questions. This is actually a two-parter from Rob and myself. I kind of put it together because his question. Then I piggybacked kind of off his question. What are some other American cartoons you would want to see adapted into an action anime, Rob?
I'm gonna cheat a little bit on this one, actually, because what I'd love to see, I know there's already an anime property out for this, but it's just not really what I would like to see out of it. Is the Ninja Turtles? I know they made one, but it's very much like kind of off its own thing. It's not really kind of following any of the original stuff. They get like god powers or something like that. Personally, I would love to see an action adaptation of, kind of the original comic books from the Ninja Turtles or the cartoon where they they were gritty, like they were using their weapons. They were killing foot soldiers. Like foot soldiers aren't robots, like they're people, and the turtles are stacking up bodies. Like I think that could be a really cool
and that's a real
adaptation.
thing that they did. They is the comic books, they were killing people and shit.
Oh yeah, like the original back in the 80s, it was dark.
Oh
like
shit! I want to see that, and I love the Ninja Turtles, and I never knew that.
Yeah, man, I got like back when this whole thing's over, I've got like a few like hardcover sets of the original comics. They're wild. Like sometimes they're goofy, but they're gritty, man. Like they Leonardo uses those blades. Raphael is stabbing people. Like they are beating people to death.
Oh,
absolutely, 100%.
I want to see that.
Yeah, that's my answer. I'd love to see the Ninja Turtles adapted personally.
Brennan?
Well, it's interesting. This morning when I was driving in,
He keeps froze at the worst time.
Yeah, he's freezing with such funny faces. Go ahead, Brennan.
no, I'll say is this morning actually, it was really interesting to me. Is I got a text message from one of my good friends, Logan, who told me that this is a little bit opposite, but it's something you guys are going to care about. Is Avatar: The Last Airbender is being developed by Netflix into a live action, but the entire original Avatar team that made
they just dropped off.
They dropped out.
Yeah.
They dropped out, and I'm just like, it's gonna be another M. Night Shyamalan. I hate everything. But to answer your question, I would actually love to see Hey Arnold made into an anime, simply because like one of the best Hey Arnold episodes is the one where Arnold learns karate. And so it's like just thinking about how intense each individual storyline was for every single individual episode. I think it really leads to working well for anime. So I think if I could pick any show that I've seen that is nowhere near anime as a cartoon that would work really well, I'd be Hey Arnold.
Okay. Nice.
I think it'd be super dope to see like Transformers, more specifically Beast Wars. I was a big Beast Wars fan. To see that as an anime, to see that as an anime would be so fucking cool. If you want to say something that's more like far away from anime, like what Brendan said, I think it might be cool to have like Courage the Cowardly Dog as an anime. I feel like
would be
really
cool.
That would be so good. Can you imagine Eustace getting his ass whooped in anime fashion?
Hilarious.
Yeah, that'd be mine.
For me, I would actually like to see Rugrats because
I thought about that.
Yeah, I would love to see Angelica as the villain.
Yeah,
and like
hard.
Tommy have to just every time get up and have to, because she's older too, so she has just that older range. And then possibly I want to see who else is going to be on Angelica's team. She might, I think she might grab one of the twins, Phil and Lil. She might grab Lil or Phil on her squad, and then she just has her
the baby. What's the baby name? What was his name?
Dill or something like that.
Dill, yeah. So
I think that would be super dope to see them go and do martial arts in their stories, and then I think that I don't know. I just figured that would be so just cool to kind of watch and be animated. I hope somebody's listening out there that does one of those.
That'd be hard.
So I wanted to do to piggyback off Rob's question, I want to do the flip side of this. What anime would you want to see adapted to our style? Because I think we do a good job flipping our stuff to their style. I mean, I guess kind of Boondocks is an anime style or whatever like that. But I also like X-Men too. X-Men was also done in an anime style, which is super fire. But anime on our side, anime on their side, I would like to kind of see. I think if somebody did, and I guess this is an easy one, would be like a Dragon Ball Z. But if they did it kind of like a super just comical style, not so much action, like limited action, like maybe like not Justice League, but Teen Titans, the funny one, and they did like a version of that, like Dragon Ball Z, and it was always like some fighting, but kind of funny. Teen Titans Go is hilarious to me. It's
Teen Titans Go
funny.
is. I actually like Teen Titans Go too, but I don't. For some reason, I have a hard time imagining Dragon Ball Z working without the ridiculous fights. But you know, who am I?
I think it just has to be written definitely more comedic than anything to make it work. Because it's too action heavy on that side, the top on this side, I think.
Yeah.
Rob?
That's a good question. Because I think so many of the shows we've watched, or even just what makes anime great, are so defined. So I thought it's interesting that you said like kind of put Dragon Ball Z in that sort of situation. And I'm trying to think of it sort of like that. Just because it's on my mind, because I've just been reading the manga like hardcore. I'm gonna say Demon Slayer. Just because I'd love to see just that art style adapted to something that's a little bit more Americanized. I know there's so much about it that is just innately Japanese, and like their art style is so embedded in that culture and those references. I think it'd be interesting to see that sort of changed or even adapted. Like one of the things you see even in just like real life cinema is you see a lot of samurai style like adaptations going into like a Western style, because there's so many like overlaps. So maybe if you adjusted like kind of like the old samurai sort of style from Demon Slayer into like an old West thing and make like the Demon Slayers like gunslingers or something like that. That could be really cool.
That'd be actually pretty dope.
So yeah, I'll go with that.
It'll be way better than Trash Gun for sure.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I wanted to ask you, how far are you on the manga, Rob?
I'm about halfway. I don't want to say too much because
Don't
I know
say
people
a
are very
goddamn thing.
people are very sensitive
Are you
to
at
spoilers.
the part where? No.
I swear to God,
I'm past where this movie is about to cover.
Okay,
I'll say that much.
Okay, good. Are you enjoying? Hold on, before I finish, are you enjoying what you're watching?
Why are we talking about this? Why can't
I am enjoying it. I'm pretty hyped for what I think this next season is going to be.
I'm telling you, man, this shit is fire. All right, go ahead, Brendan. I'm sorry, man. I was giving you time to think about your answer anyway, so go ahead.
Y'all ain't shit.
We didn't say
you were
anything.
frozen.
Stop being a hoe, man.
We saying how great it is.
I would say it's funny. I actually was gonna say like a couple of the ones that didn't do well on the action side of it, in the sense of like Trigun as like a drama. I think will work really well, or something like Death Note. Because Death Note is an anime, but it doesn't have to be at all, like whatsoever.
Right.
So it's like you just take that and turn it into, again, a drama. Or even something like the one that I want to see number one more than anything else, which I think would be really interesting, is if you did like Attack on Titan from like the perspective of like one of the residents. You know what I'm saying? It's just like somebody who's just like, I'm aware of the scouting troops, I'm aware of all these other kind of things, but my home keeps getting destroyed. People around me just keep dying, and it's a drama. You know what I'm saying? Or it's just like
I just put a new roof on this bitch.
Yeah, and for me, I'm not even thinking of it being like funny. I'm thinking of it more so being like sad and like intense and dark. You know what I'm saying? It's like the love of my life gets crushed, gets eaten in front of me. You know what I'm saying?
Compared to like what anime style American wise, or what tone American wise, if you know, what show wise American style, if you could think of one.
No, I can't think of one, but it's something similar to like, I don't like, for example, Escaping Neverland or Finding Neverland, whatever that one's called, about the orphans. Something kind of like that. Where it's like that was anime, but it really wasn't, in the sense of barely. It wasn't. It was really just a drama about some orphans trying to escape some evil shit. And so like kind of sort of in that style, but even darker. I would say, like, I don't know. I haven't really seen any, like, if you really think about it, we don't really actually have like dark cartoons. They just don't exist. It's just like, what is like this dark,
Only DC, when a DC does animated movies, they go dark.
They go dark, but not like, but it's also kind of like it's DC. Say their movies are dark. Everything they do is dark. But the cartoons aren't even as dark as like some of the movies, So I'm talking about like this, I would imagine like specifically Attack on Titan would be like literally the darkest cartoon I've ever heard of. Where it's just super like, this is not meant to make you feel good. This is like, you watch this because it's fucked up. And you're just like, it makes you appreciate your life is the reason you watch this. It's like, I watch this because I don't want my life to be that fucked up like that.
I rock with Attack on. I like that. That's a good one. Ice?
Mine would be Kill la Kill. Just because
you pervert.
I would like to. No, but that's the thing.
Oh my gosh,
I would like
you
to
pervert.
see.
I would like to see. It doesn't matter. I don't want to hear what's next after this.
I would like to see because cartoons.
Americanized titties. That's what you like to see.
No, because our cartoons are
Americanized molestation. That's what you would like to see.
We don't have cartoons. We don't have cartoons that's at that level. So I would want to see.
Epstein?
That is sick. Don't even.
Bro, that's going to be the caption of the show, bro. That's
no,
the
it's
title
not.
of the show.
No.
Yo, sitting at the camera,
You
bro.
are
Ice
sick.
Epstein
Don't do
is
that.
fucking brilliant.
Rob couldn't even hold it back. Rob's trying to hold back the laugh.
Talk about going dark. Look at your ass. Going fucking dark. I know Mr. Me Too isn't talking about me calling me no fucking Epstein. And you letting people press each other on the elevator.
Hey, bro,
with
go
no
ahead and talk
consent.
about the children you want to see in short skirts.
Bro, at the end of the day, that was a great comeback by Brennan getting off the Mr. Me Too. I think Ice Epstein might be just as bad or almost as bad as Mr. Me Too. So
I don't know how I ended up being Mr. Me Too just because
here.
Rob was extra sensitive. I'm not gonna bring that shit back.
You were definitely Mr. Me Too. You said it was okay for him to press her in the elevator.
Man, people don't even have reference to what we're talking about right now. So, and we're gonna talk about it.
We calling him Mr. Me Too because he said just because you have a past with a woman, it's okay to grope her.
That is not what I said.
In an elevator.
That is not what I said.
Place of work.
I don't know if we say those exact words that
way. You
way.
pile on this, Rob? You're gonna pile on the way you get
Rob,
I don't know if we said those exact words like that, but it was. It's funny. Brennan froze right now too.
That's God proving me right because they froze you so you can't say your fuckery. And he did it with a woman he didn't even have a past with. Did he not, Rob? Am I right?
Hey, Mr. Epstein, can you just finish your Kill la Kill like fetish?
Put his hand under her skirt. And she wasn't even like, oh, I got something for you.
Y'all need to go back.
That was okay.
Hey guys, that was in the Eva. How do you say it? Eva Longoria?
Eva Longoria. This ain't Desperate Housewives.
Eva, whatever. That. Go back and watch. I think it was episode 2 of ours of that.
Oh, I have no idea.
I'm engaged.
Episode 2 or 3. Me and Rob got into probably the most epic, possibly one of the most epic arguments that this podcast has ever had. That was really funny. You guys, please check it out and let me know whose side you fall on.
It wasn't funny between y'all at that moment. I mean, I was having the ball, but y'all two were going like ham.
I was just going back and forth. I remember just like.
And Rob is technically, you said like HR for your company, so it's just like, who are you to say?
Right.
I can just see Brennan in the office like, what are you talking about, Rob? What are you saying, Rob? I'm just saying.
Just for the record, do you know why Rob is HR for my company?
Because of this, I'm sure, because he has these standards.
No,
because
that
the
is not
CEO
why.
is fucking Mr. Me Too. That's why.
Not it either. Rob
you have to balance him out.
Zero HR training. His initials are HR. That's the joke. For the record, his initials are HR. His first name is Harvey. Like, that's it.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
That's actually a great way to make him HR. That's so funny.
That's all it is. It's like Rob's HR department because his name is HR. That's it. For the record.
Hilarious.
All right, Ice, what were you saying?
Ice Epstein, go ahead.
God damn. Because cartoons are, American cartoons are so, like, kiddie, and, they Y7 at the best. So I would want to see Kill la Kill brought down to that level so we can see the heights that show could have got to without all the sexualization of fucking kids and everything else. So I think if we brought it down to a Y7 level action cartoon, we can see the potential of like how great that could have been without all the sexualization, because we enjoyed the show. Our biggest gripe was the underage sexualization, just the sexualization overall in that anime. So I think bringing it down to a Y7 Americanized cartoon, we would be able to see that potential.
Any type of anime style? I mean, animation style, American wise, or tone.
I was thinking more of like an Adventure Time type of
that'd be
color
cool.
scheme, like a big like color palette and stuff like that.
Yeah, Mako she would be hilarious in there. I think she would be even funnier. Maybe on this side with the writers that we have over here, they'll make her so damn funny.
Like that, or like a Chowder or something like that, like some Cartoon Network-esque type of cartoon. I think it'll be really good.
I can see possibly like a little bit not fully stylistic like Powerpuff Girls, but in a sense of like their tone. They're kind of colorful palette also. Okay, that's all right. Give it that was a good one, Ice Epstein. So the next one we have...
No, don't fucking try to slap that in. It was the exact opposite. I wanted the exact opposite of what y'all thought.
We can say the IE. There we go.
IE. The IE.
You get it? It's like,
I don't have no islands.
So next question. Is your favorite SpongeBob character in the regular show the same as in the anime? Ice?
Yeah, SpongeBob is my guy. I fuck with SpongeBob, so he was my favorite in there. I like the fact that they did that with Patrick, and I thought that was super funny. But fucking like SpongeBob handled business. He was with the shit, and he was with the he's always ready. Like Rob was saying, I'm ready. Like he is always ready to go. And then in the anime, it was the same thing. And he stood up for his friends. He a lot of him in the cartoon translated to him in the anime, and it was good to see that. But yeah, definitely, I love SpongeBob, and I loved him in the anime, so that it did translate well for me.
I think I would have to go Patrick, just because I thought Patrick was a flip, and I think on the show, and I'll be very, very clear, I probably didn't watch the show as consistent as any of you guys, but yeah, I would say my favorite character on the original show was SpongeBob, and then in this, I thought it was Patrick. I love how they flipped him. I just want to see. I want to see him not fight for every episode, but just always give wise words. I mean, that would be hilarious. That would be just hilarious.
And he always got the sword on him.
Yeah, and anytime somebody tries to hit him, he can dodge it, but he's never actually attacking back, which would be hilarious. Rob?
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback off of your answer because it's the same. SpongeBob on the original show is definitely my favorite character. And I like SpongeBob in this too, but the surprise of seeing the way they changed Patrick around and just even his character design, like the fact that they gave him that like fucking weird ass like thong or whatever that he had is like sword hanger was so funny. Yeah, and he's got like the piece of like grass in his mouth, like you see those Japanese samurai characters have. He was so badass. I was like, I want to see that dude get involved and like get the sword out and get busy. That would have been a lot of fun. So yeah, Patrick, he was my favorite in this. So no, I guess it's not the same from the original.
Brennan?
What's funny is the moment that I knew that I was gonna love SpongeBob and like I fell in love with the show was a moment when Patrick came up to SpongeBob. I was like, SpongeBob, I'm mad. SpongeBob looked at Patrick like, why are you mad, Patrick? He's like, I can't see my forehead. And he was just like legit mad about it. And I was just like, oh my God, this is the funniest, stupid show. So yeah, I've always loved Patrick. I have always loved Patrick because it's just like, how can you, it's just impressive how dumb he always was. And so yeah, like in this cartoon, in this anime, I really love Patrick as well. Same reasons that Rob said. Like they just over exaggerated every aspect of him and then flipped his personality as a whole. And I don't want him to be the guy that doesn't get busy. I want that sword to come out and I want people to catch hands.
Yeah, not for that. I won't disagree with that.
The irony of like Patrick living under a rock. Like, I mean, I don't know if the irony is the right word, but like, like
the symbolism.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it's
symbolism.
great.
There we go. Yeah.
All right, next question. What episode/storyline would you want to see taken from the original SpongeBob show and made into an anime? Brennan?
Man, there's so many. But like, obviously, I want to see the SpongeBob pizza episode where the Krusty Krab decides to go in there because that song, Krusty Krab, yeah.
Just the anime version of that, the OTS version, OST version.
The pizza, yeah. But that and like,
I mean, they did reference it with the boulder.
They did.
Yeah.
I want to see that. I mean, obviously, all the plankton sagas. Can you imagine like the Aquaman and like whatever the name is, the Aqua Boy, Barnacle Boy, like that? Like what? As a SpongeBob, they were in the title sequence. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the episode of them meeting Sandy, like the first time in the bubble. Like, can you imagine how intense air will be in anime? Like, it was intense in the cartoon.
I don't need it.
Exactly. So yeah, there's a lot. I think there's a lot of that they could draw from that could make a really good single season of this show.
Ice.
I would like to see the episode where SpongeBob is trying to get into the tough guy club, and he just keeps, he keeps faking the funk and having Patrick act like he can beat him up so he can get into that club, and then he finally gets in the club and then fucking dies, damn near gets into the ambulance. I think that would be a good one. The hibernation episode with Sandy and how she's just like some big massive like
Oh my
monster and
God,
stuff.
I forgot about that.
I think that would be, if they, like, from an anime perspective, like them going into a cave and she's just like how that can be drawn anime style, I think would be fucking hilarious. And then the karate one. I like the karate, like that would, then with the karate whatever, I think that would be cool too.
Yeah, I think Brennan mentioned these guys briefly, but like, the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, I'd love to see an arc with them, but specifically fighting against Man Ray, who shows up as the villain a couple times. This the nefarious villain. Because I think at one point, like, SpongeBob and Patrick have to like suit up and go take him on, as the villain of their heroes. And one of my favorite episodes ever is when they accidentally like unfreeze him from like the tartar sauce prison or whatever that he's in, and they have to teach him to be a nice guy. That episode kills me every time. Like he's trying to return Patrick's wallet, and Patrick's like, "No, that's not mine." He's like, "Your ID's in here." And he's like, "It's not my wallet," and he's like, just beats him up to just take the wallet. I'd love to see Man Ray get an appearance in the SpongeBob anime. I think that'd be really.
Tell
fun.
me that wasn't one of the funniest moments ever when they try to return the wallet to Patrick.
Oh my God, so good.
That's not mine. It's like, but this is you. This is your picture of you. This has a note from your mother. Like, it's like, no, it's not mine.
It's not mine.
I'll be honest, man. Like I said, I didn't watch SpongeBob as consistently as y'all. I can't give you one because I watch it so sporadically. I don't know what I was really watching. I watch them like, this is funny, and then I won't watch an episode for like 9 months, and then I'll watch an episode again.
The guy who split his pants? The guy who split his pants? Did you see the split his pants episode? That'd be a fun one.
I split my pants.
That's the thing. I've watched SpongeBob since it came out. Like,
is anybody else? I like to just. I apologize, Keenan, but I just want to take this moment to apologize to all of our fans on behalf of Animation. We will do our best to make sure that Keenan is better. His childhood obviously isn't what it should have been.
No. See, but that's the thing for me, and maybe I feel like we're. Well, I guess I'm the oldest here. SpongeBob hit me at it.
I'm 33. You're only like a year or two older than me.
So I remember when SpongeBob at least was hitting me, I was like going towards teenage age. So I was kind of getting out of it at that point, and I guess I was going more towards anime. And then when I would watch SpongeBob, I was like, okay. And then as I got older and I see episodes, I was like, this shit ain't for kids, bro. This is not. This show is, because I worked at and this will get to actually Rob's next question actually. What so he works at the Krusty Krab. What place of service, like a restaurant or something like that, have you worked at? And what was your least favorite thing and your favorite thing about it, Rob?
One of my favorite jobs I've ever had wasn't necessarily in the food industry, wasn't the service industry. I worked as a cashier at a video rental place, not like Blockbuster, but like an independent store. And it was basically like the movie Clerks. I was
just about to say that.
It was 100% like that. It was fucking wild. I had a lot of great stories from that. A lot of painful stuff. I would say, one of my favorite memories, I remember like we had, it was like the owner was never there, but his son like would always show up. And this dude was like kind of a weirdo, like was taking money out of the registers to like go to the casino. Just like, I'll be back, like showing up, just like the owner would show up and be like, yo, if my son comes here, like he's not in charge, but he would show up and be like, all right, you do this, you do that, you do this, you do that. But I remember there was one day he came in. I think he was probably doing some drugs. But he came in one day just like, all right, Rob, we're switching out all these lamps like tonight. And so we took out like all the fluorescent bulbs. And I was like, all right, Jay, like I got them. What do you want me to do with them? And he's like, fuck it. Let's go out into the parking lot and just chuck them up on the roof. And so we were out there just like 300 like Spartan style, just like throwing these things like javelins up onto the roof. And so that I remember that was a lot of fun. That was a fun night on the job.
You did it though, Rob?
Yeah, what was I gonna do? He's in charge. What? You're the boss, man. All right. So that was a good one.
What happened from that? Y'all just had to buy new bulbs?
Oh yeah, no, we just got some new ones. They're probably still up there. Least favorite story. I remember it was like my first. This is still like a funny story now, but like one of the things, like we were an independent store, so we had like a big adult section like in the back, and like we got like all sorts of weirdos that would come in and just like, hey, like they like check out the back for like 20 minutes and be like, hey, do you guys have like a public bathroom? Like, no, we don't. You got to go. So
wow.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
sick.
So I would say probably,
Syracuse?
yeah. Yeah, this was a place called Emerald City. I don't know if, Gabe Memberto, I know he's in our group chat. I don't know if he was old enough or would remember Emerald City, but we were on Erie Boulevard. Yeah, that probably my least favorite time, or the time that I was the most stressed out, was like the first time I was there, like running the store by myself. And I remember I got a call from this dude who was just like, hey, I need you to check out to see if you guys have like this porno in stock. And I'm like checking them out, and it's just like naming all this like raunchy stuff. And I'm like having to type it in, and like, we don't have any. And he's like, what do you mean you don't have it? Get me your manager on the line. And I'm like, and I'm there alone. And I'm just like, I am the manager. And he's like, you're the manager. You're the manager right now. And I'm like freaking out. And then he's just like, yo, it's me. It's Jason. Like, it was one of my coworkers who knew I was on my first shift alone and was just pranking me. Oh my God. So the Emerald City video, that was a great place to work. Probably a terrible place to work also, but I had a ton of fun there. It was great.
Man. Mine's actually what I was just about to get into. Was that I worked at a movie theater. I worked at Pacific Theaters in Winnetka. If you know Winnetka, it was Winnetka 21. And I worked there as a regular person downstairs in the concession stand, and I also worked in a projection booth, which was like my favorite part of it. And we had to screen movies and stuff like that, so I loved just screening movies. And that's when I first like watched the SpongeBob movie, and I realized this shit isn't for kids, because when you're in the theater by yourself, you have to pay attention to everything, to write down when stuff happened or the scratches on the film and everything like that. And there was a scene where he's like whispering to somebody in the bar or something like that, and you hear him go, suck my dick. Like he's saying, like he's like cussing and saying dirty things, but they're covering up with like, and he'll say it, and we were like, bro, did you hear what he fucking said? When we watched it again, we heard it, so we wasn't tripping. So my favorite part is just working in a projection booth, watching movies. I guess my least favorite part would be, and this is, I guess it is the least favorite part, but there was a guy that used to work there. I won't say his name. And this dude was a weirdo, bro, like a vampire. Like, Winnetka's 21 theaters, so you get your own 10, he gets 11 or whatever the case may be. And he like to sneak up on you and be like, hey, you finished writing your movies yet? You finished doing this? And what he would do a lot of times, and I don't know if you know in movie theaters, which I don't know who has done this before, but he will record people that will be having sex in a movie theater. Like, he bought like high-powered night vision goggles and a night vision recorder, and he timed it. He knew when he'd be like, all right, if somebody's gonna go see Agent Cody Banks on a Tuesday at 10 p.m. or 9 p.m. on a fucking Tuesday, and it's two adults or teenagers, not really teenagers, mostly adults, he'd be like, all right, he'll call you, be like, yo, theater 7, potentials. And you'd be like, what? And then you walk over there, and he'd be like, look. And then within like 20 minutes, a girl either giving head, bouncing on dick. He had shit, people shooting.
Cody Banks?
Yeah, shooting in people's faces, because that was the trick. What people would do is they'll go find the emptiest theater. So a lot of times it was honestly, it'll be like the latest showing for like an animated movie a lot of times, because nobody's going to go watch that on a Wednesday at like 9:30 p.m. Nobody's really going in there. So they'd be like, let me get 2 for that. And he was like, potentials, theater 9. And then he was like, give it like 20 to 30 minutes. And damn, 90% of the time, this motherfucker was accurate.
Wow. Wow.
So
Did you see any of his videos?
Oh, I saw a lot of them. I wasn't even like, let me watch. I was just like, what the fuck?
Did he get any good stuff?
He got, I won't be surprised if he put stuff on like these websites, because he's the reason why I stopped. Like, I don't do anything in theaters anymore. Like, and when you're like a teenager to like early 20s and you don't have your own place to stay, you're trying to do everything you can do outdoors, because like I can't smash at home because my parents are there. So you might do something in a movie theater. Ever since then, I was like, never again. I didn't know people could even watch you from the projection booth.
Crazy, man.
What was the worst thing you saw on there?
Worst thing, what he would do too. This is what was fucked up. What he would do. So I don't know if this is the worst thing, but as soon as he knows, he'll time it right when you're in the middle of having fun. You know what I'm saying? He'll flick the house lights on. So you never got to finish. He always hit the house lights. He'd be like, security, go in the theater, whatever. The security will be like standing off to the side, and he'd be like, I'm about to flick the lights on. And security's in on it, like, go ahead, bro, do it. Because the security's getting a little peek. He'll flick all the lights on, and you just see, we wasn't doing nothing. And he's like, man, y'all gotta go, man. This is disgusting.
Diabolical. Fucking A, dude.
Brent, I'm sorry, Brent, if you got to top that, but go ahead. You might be able to, I'm sure.
I don't know why you wouldn't let me go before that. That was harsh. I mean, for me, I mean, Rob's gonna appreciate this story. Is that my first job was actually working at the Renaissance Festival.
Fucking nerd.
I was actually, but the thing is like I didn't know what a Renaissance Festival was. To be honest, like it wasn't like I was like excited. The reason I worked there, the full honest reason why I worked there is just because all my friends did it. And that's what we were all doing, and it was the worst job I've ever had. Like it was absolutely horrible. I had to make the turkey legs, the big, those big drumsticks. I was a cook for those. And it was like 100. In Michigan, it's very humid when it's hot, so it was like 100 degrees during the weeks of the Renaissance Festival every day. And I'm in between the thing that keeps the turkey legs warm before we hand them out the window and the grill that cooks them. And like that's where I have to stand all day. So I'm just like sweating, like and just hating it. And I just like, and then my experience was like, it was very segregated. Like they literally would make all the white people work out front at the booths to sell the turkey legs, and all the black people would be in the back cooking
That's
them.
fucked up.
It's like all the dark skin. So like all the dark skinned people would always work in the kitchen. So I was a dark skinned person. And the funny thing is, I was really mad because I'm like, I got the personality to sell these things, but they wouldn't let me do it. And so I was in the back and I hated it, and it was the worst.
Zoom
and
ain't letting me do it either.
I would say the only thing that I liked about that job was that there were so many fine women that worked with us. Man, like I didn't get nothing from nobody, but I had all the aspirations. It was a good time.
I want to say you didn't miss me too, nobody, did you?
Man, I was 15. I was 15, bro. I was captain friend zone.
Caress somebody with a turkey leg.
Look, my last name is not Epstein Ice.
Neither is mine.
Ice Epstein. All right, go ahead, Ice.
Fun fact: turkey legs aren't from turkeys. I'll let y'all do that research on what it is for real. But I worked in fast food. They're not turkey legs. Look it up. They're not turkey legs.
Okay.
They're not from a turkey. My job in
wait.
first
So when people were having Thanksgiving and actually cooking a turkey, that's not a turkey leg?
That's a turkey leg. I'm talking about those big ass turkey legs that they sell at Renaissance festivals and amusement parks. That's not a turkey leg. And I'll let y'all do your research and figure out what it is for real. But turkeys don't
leg.
Turkeys don't have legs like that.
But they are a real turkey though.
No, it's not turkey at all. It's not even it's not a turkey at all.
I mean, I'm literally reading it right now. I just researched it. It said that it's not an actual turkey leg. It's a plastic bone, pressed steamed turkey pieces onto them and then steamed again. It is real turkey, but it's processed.
What was your answer, Ice? Since you had us all up in like ours about like what it's going to be. What is it now? Because you're looking.
What is it going to be? No, it's an emu. Y'all ever seen an emu?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, man, there's too many for them to be emus, fam. Like we sold literally, we sell like
Emus
200,
killed by the
300 a day.
Yeah.
Like we be selling hundreds of them junks a day. Like there's not that many emus in existence. Like we don't farm emus
anymore. Yeah. Right. Anymore is right. So yeah, I worked at KFC. That was my first job. At 16 years old.
Speaking of fake turkey and fake chicken,
meat
and stuff like that. Yeah.
and the funniest thing for me was my favorite moment is just being able to eat chicken when I felt like it, because we always had all the chicken out, and then like popcorn nuggets, like that's when like popcorn nuggets and the mashed potato bowls and shit were like the shit. So I would just always just slide open the container that had them and just eat them and throughout my shift, to the point where I was like, at the end of the shift, my manager would be like, "You want to get some stuff? Like you can take home whatever." I'm like, "I'm full as fuck," but I would take home like my mom loved pot pies, so I would take home like 3 or 4 pot pies, and like it saved me money because I wasn't really had to pay for food. And the worst thing, oh my God, the worst thing that I've ever experienced is I feel like to this day I'm a hero for this, but the worst thing I ever seen is because I was 16, but we had some older guys, some seniors that I went to school with, seniors, and then like some guys that just college guys. So when we made our coleslaw came in like this big ass fucking like tub, like this is like a tub, and then we would scoop the coleslaw into our little cups for the meals and stuff out of that tub. So they paid this dude, one of the coworkers. Everybody gave him $25 to piss in the tub a coleslaw. They paid him 20. He ended up making like fucking managers, like so many people.
Oh my
was
God.
paying him. It was like a pool of people that paid him. He ended up making like close to $500 for him to challenge him to piss in the coleslaw. And he pissed in the coleslaw. And I caught wind of it, but just so like people could not so I wouldn't be a suspect, I paid him money to do it. Like, oh yeah, go ahead and do it, bro. But then what I did was they was like, we're gonna let it freeze. We're gonna let it freeze, and then we're gonna so the piss can marinate, and then we're gonna take it out in a couple days from now. So what I did is I made sure the next day that it was frozen. I remember rushing because I knew they was gonna take it out. I remember accidentally knocking over the tub. I was like, I'm gonna go get the tub of coleslaw, and I acted like I was picking it up, and I was like, oh shit, and then I like spilled all of the coleslaw over the whole fucking like kitchen, and everybody like lost their shit because I got in a lot of trouble for it because some people, like the head manager, she didn't know, but she was like, you just spilled all this fucking coleslaw, and I was like, you don't know, I just saved
that company, that
people,
location.
right?
Yeah.
Like, and then they was mad at me because I'm like, bro, I tripped. I'm so sorry. Like, you can look at the camera. Like, I should get an Oscar for that shit. Like, I played it up. But then I'm like, bro, I was like, but you guys can't do that again. Like, and from my knowledge, they never did it again. And granted, I was 16 and I probably could have took it higher than what I did. But
somebody
it was
did
my
that
first
shit
job.
again.
Yeah, like I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did. But to then, like, I never ate coleslaw as it is. But after that moment, I definitely didn't, because I was like, this man really pissed in his tub and was just about to feed it to people.
Ugh, that's absolutely disgusting. Well, yeah, shout out to Ice, man. I mean, he saved some people, but he was also out there giving people high blood pressure with that chicken, with that false chicken, whatever you want to call it. All right, let's get into our likes and our dislikes about it, and then our ratings. You want to go first, Brennan?
Sure. Honestly, I can't. I liked everything. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I don't really have like everything about it from the beginning to the end. It was short. It was sweet. It was funny. It was intense. It was good fights. It was good animation. The voice acting was fantastic. The direction was great. Like, everything about it. Like, it just was. They hit nostalgia on the head from a new angle. So I don't have any dislikes. I really don't. Like, I really liked it. I'm honestly, it was just like, yo, this is 8,400 out of 9,000. Like, for me, this encompasses everything I want when I'm like, I want to sit down and enjoy something for 15 minutes. Like, I was thoroughly enthralled when, like, I laughed a bunch of times. I enjoyed I just was like, this is dope. This is super dope. And I'm really excited about it. And maybe because it was so short and sweet, because it was only one episode, only 15 minutes, that they had to keep my attention, keep me happy, that I was super happy with it. But I thought it was incredible. So that's where I'm at.
Okay, and so everybody can answer this question too that I'm about to ask Brennan. Do you think if this show was 12 episodes, would it hold up?
Probably not. I think it'd be really hard to maintain that level of like, you got to imagine how long it took this man to make this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I said, like,
it took him 9 months to do that.
That's what I'm saying. So like 9 months to make.
Well, I'm saying if he had like the team to help him do it quicker, of course.
I get it. I mean, it's just saying, it's just like, yo, it's like, look at Nas. Like, he made Illmatic. It took him his whole lifetime to be able to put that together. And then after that, I was just like, all right, well, what else you do? You know? So this could.
Oh, come on. What? He had so many hard ass albums after
but he
that.
never reached Illmatic again. I mean,
Are you
he did.
Are you serious?
I think I feel like you kind of gave us like this like an ice example.
Well,
I feel like
Nas has a really good rap career, but I'm saying like, do you guys not know like what rap was like when Illmatic came out? Like it literally changed everything.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It changed the game.
It's one of the greatest albums of all time.
Exactly.
What I'm saying is,
like,
how do you follow that up?
Is that what I'm saying is for normally when it comes to first, if you're doing your first right, and it's the same thing right now, even with Kendrick Lamar, right? Your first is normally your life story. It's like doing a comedy special. Normally, your first comedy special was like 10 years to 20 years or whatever you get your first special of all your material into that one thing.
This is like really his first, because the other thing he did was everything else he's been doing is trailers. Like this is like the first episode that he really did. So he poured everything into this. And so you're asking me, you know what I'm saying? So you're asking me like, can he maintain that for a full season? I don't think so. To be fully honest, I hope he can. I want him to be able to, but do I think he can? Probably not. I think it'll probably end up for me being a smooth 7,500 or something like that for the whole season.
Still
that's
strong.
great.
Yeah.
Super strong.
I don't appreciate the Nas slander. Like he just wasn't dropping hard ass albums after that. Like I mean,
Stillmatic was incredible.
Yeah, Stillmatic was awesome. Fucking
Not
Godson was great.
Not Illmatic.
What do you mean?
It just doesn't even compare.
They were still great albums.
That's like, but people say the same thing about Jay-Z and Reasonable Doubt that he never topped it. But it just depends who you
are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he's made better albums than Reasonable Doubt. But Blueprint? Reasonable Doubt is fucking. The Blueprint was dope as fuck. I mean,
but I didn't use Jay-Z. I said nah.
American Gangster. I mean, Nas.
I didn't say anything about Jay-Z. I said something about Nas, just for the record. You're making an argument towards Jay-Z right now. Like that's a whole different argument.
But Nas is the same way. Nas has
he's not. He's not.
2 to 3 albums.
Just look. Let me. I'd like to point out. So I appreciate that you feel that you might be right here, but you're not. Just like you weren't right about the turkey legs. Check the chat. It's not emu. You know what I'm saying? It's just not correct. Like Snopes says, you were incorrect about the turkey legs. They were not emu.
Definitely emus.
I'm literally
like I said,
you don't even reputable source.
Bro.
Literally reputable source.
Illmatic is a great album and it's dope, but it's like, give me a song off of Stillmatic.
I'm not a huge Nas fan.
He froze at that moment.
Give me a song from Stillmatic. Give me a song from Godson.
Okay. So wait a second. All right, and we're gonna wrap this up in a second. If you're not a huge Nas fan, that's hard to argue now. Like this is something like if Tony Baker was here. Tony Baker is a Nas fanatic. And
so just for the record, one of my favorite Nas songs of all time came out with Stillmatic. So don't come at me like that. All right, just calm it down. Ether was on Stillmatic.
I'm going off what you said.
No, Ether is incredible, but I'm still saying with Illmatic. But go ahead. What were you saying?
Ether was on Stillmatic?
Pretty sure. 99% sure.
Everybody's hitting their phones.
I don't think so, bro.
Everybody's going back to Snopes.
I don't think you're... Nah, bro.
It's the second song on the album.
Nah. Hold on. Now I gotta check that. Because I'm almost sure that's wrong. Okay. All right. Hey, I apologize.
Shut the fuck up. How about that? How about we all shut the fuck up and let Brennan be right? How about we do that? So let's get back to anime, since you guys obviously since y'all know what the fuck you're talking about. Since you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, how about we talk about what you
don't know what they're talking about? You said it's still Stillmatic is still.
We do know anime.
But you don't even know. You saying his stuff wasn't better. You saying his stuff was better.
Talk about anime.
No, I'm talking about music because you obviously don't know nothing about it. You referenced one song that he was known for.
Oh my god.
You referenced one of his biggest songs. You referenced one of his biggest songs, like.
Yo, Brennan's such a child, bro. When he's just done, he just walks up. I am out of here. Give me my ball back. Right. All right. All right. And then he was. I gave him. When he was right, I said, "Hey, man, my bad. I apologize." For me, I think a lot of good things about it. A lot of good things. I love the voice acting. Did you watch the sub or the dub or whatever? I think he had a sub and a dub. I watched the dub. I watched the sub.
Yeah, I think he said he's still working on the dub.
Oh, okay. I thought the voice acting for the sub was just absolutely super dope. He did a great. He said the guy who directed the voice actors for that was props to him for that. That shit was amazing. If I had to nitpick something, it would be that I would have wanted to see a better fighting scene. I thought the fighting scene was cool. I would like to see a little bit more action in it. But that's just me kind of nitpicking and what he probably had and what he did animation-wise, because I'm sure animating a fight scene is fucking brutal. Yeah. So it's not me saying, like, it's, how come he didn't do it? It's like, I understand how tough it is. So that's just me nitpicking if I had to choose something that I didn't like about it. I would give it like a 74,000. 7,400. 74,000. I'll give it a 7,400. I enjoyed it. I actually watched it with my lady. I think she enjoyed it. We laughed at moments. I think it did what it had to do. I like how they was able to translate the humor somewhat into their way of into the anime style of doing humor. Yeah. So yeah, I give it, like I said, a 7,400. Solid. Ice.
First and foremost, I like to say both Life is Good and Godson were great Nas albums that were on the same level as still Illmatic. Please do not use Brennan as your musical compass because he will lead you astray. I
don't know if I can say they're the same as Illmatic or something different.
Just let him talk, man. Just let him talk. Just let him talk.
Right.
I mean, Godson had Made You Look and One Mic on it, two of Nas's biggest hits. That by itself. Life is Good went platinum with very commercial. And in 2012 went platinum with little to no commercial push because it was just a dope ass album. And this is Nas in 2012 still being able to carry weight. And like I said, he referenced Nas's biggest song from Stillmatic, so that you don't win points with me with that. I stand. And other conversations that we had around music let me know that Brennan shouldn't even be in a music conversation, more specifically when it comes to hip hop. But as far as the anime is concerned, it was amazing. It was amazing. I really enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Especially as growing up on SpongeBob and seeing SpongeBob and growing up on anime and just to see these two worlds collide. I would go as far to say as like, this would be a good introduction to anime for somebody. Like if somebody's never seen anime, I feel like this can be like, I don't want to call it a drug, but this could be like the gateway to like, hey, you don't know what anime is? Oh, you know SpongeBob? Well, they made a SpongeBob anime to give you a taste. Did you enjoy that? Okay, cool. Let's watch actual like pure anime from like Japan and stuff like that. And I won't go into that conversation, but it was really good. And do I think it can last? I feel like it can go a 12 episode stretch because I mean, SpongeBob has like 10 to 15 seasons. There's so many great SpongeBob moments and arcs that you can make because all of the material is already there. And you have so many great, I mean, we referenced at least 6 to 7 episodes ourselves that we would like to see. So I think in a 12 episode stretch, they can definitely do something. And it can be to the level that that this first episode was on. And also too, it's just the references. I think just the references alone that they can have throughout that 12 episode stretch would just blow us away because, you know, is basically paying it back for our childhood. And I think that would be, we would just like it almost off of nostalgia alone. But overall, thoroughly enjoyed it. Like Brennan said, that I did agree with 15 minutes, got in, got out, you know, kept it brief, kept it bright. And it was really fun. So 8,700.
Sheesh, 8,700.
Damn.
That's the highest rating I think we've ever given anything.
No, you gave Mononoke a 9,000.
Yeah. Who did? Me?
You did. Yeah, you said it was.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. It's a great movie.
Rob?
Yeah, I really like this. You know, a lot of what you guys have already brought up. You know, I think it's pretty clear. Like I said, Patrick was pretty much my favorite part. Like that his, from the moment he was on screen to like all his like little monologue about like, that was just top notch for me. That was when I was just like, all right, fuck yeah, I'm in on this. For least favorite, again, to be nitpicky, I'm going to pick on something that wasn't in there. He got mentioned by name, but I think it was kind of a missed opportunity not to have like Plankton in there at all, especially if it's something that he wanted to continue doing this, just to have that like, you know, that little bit of the, you know, the main villain, I think would have been cool to see him on screen. So that's just my nitpicky thing. I would have been cool to see that. Can this hold up for 12 episodes? Originally I was leaning towards no, maybe that it would be better something maybe towards 8, just because, it's a little bit of a gimmick. You're trying to take this thing that's already existed and adapt it, but he did a good job with it. And, if you think about like antagonists for this show, like I mentioned Man Ray, they had the Doodle Bob in the intro, or even, the Flying Dutchman would be cool to see. I think there's definitely ample opportunity for other, antagonists for them to go up against. It could be cool. So yeah, I think actually after some consideration with some hard work, I think they could pull off like a single season 12 episode arc to be like, this is a SpongeBob anime. I think that could be really fun. For rating, I'm going to give it an 8,000.
Okay. I feel like that's solid. I feel like maybe I get a lowest rating because I'm not up on a SpongeBob as much as you guys.
Sorry, I'll take it back. My favorite thing, and this was a small touch, they put in the SpongeBob like footstep sound effect. Yeah. Like every time they pulled that from the original show. I was like, that's such a nice little touch. Yeah. That was just like so it was really cool. Yeah.
Okay. So ratings is solid across the board. Last question. What would you guys recommend this over the original SpongeBob cartoon for just an episode? Like if you were just like, all right, if nobody's ever seen SpongeBob a day in their life, would you be like, all right, I think you should watch this and then watch the original or whatever?
No.
Rob?
I wouldn't either. I think what makes this particular anime adaptation so fun and successful is the knowledge of, the show. I know you say you didn't watch it much before, but personally, the enjoyment I got out of it was my knowledge of the original show.
Yeah. Nice. Same.
Yeah, I would rather watch the original because, like I said, it's paying you. It's rewarding you for being a fan for so long, with so many pieces from the original show that you wouldn't understand or get if you watched the anime without watching the original.
Okay, well. Squad, let us know what y'all think in the comment section, right? What was your rating out of this first episode of the SpongeBob anime out of a 9,000? Also, always answer our questions, too, in the comment section. I believe the next pick is Rob, we said, right?
Yeah, I think
Rob,
so.
You know what it is, so we can let the people know, or are you still thinking about it?
Yeah, I'm ready to settle on it now. I think, people have been asking about it. It's been something that I've wanted to watch for a while. I say let's go with Death Note.
Death Note. Yeah, Brandon, you said you never seen it before. Who hasn't seen it before?
I've seen
Robin.
I haven't seen it.
Robin,
I've never seen it.
You know what's funny? The pressure now for Rob to like this after we've been like, since the Rob type of anime, it's kind of like, no, I wouldn't like this. I wouldn't fuck with this at all.
Yeah, I'm actually super concerned about it because I watched this when I was like 19 or 18, so 19 or 20.
No, I watched it I watched it probably like around 28 or something like that. So,
I just remember really liking it though. Like this is like a really like dope anime. Like just the story. Like I watched the live action a couple years ago, which wasn't great, but probably the best live action I've ever seen of any of the anime I've ever watched. So yeah, I think it's going to stand by. First season of Death Note is a really good season. Universal.
Is it not all one thing? It's seasons.
No, there's more than one season.
No, there's 2 seasons.
No, there's only one season. There's only one season of Death Note. They're trying to do they continue with in the manga with a new character, but it's only 25. I think 25 episodes or something like that. 26 episodes.
How many episodes we do in a week?
We can talk about all that.
Yeah, we can get into to that later. Probably gonna be between 4 or 5 or whatever. But yeah, so Death Note's the next one. I know a lot of people are fans of this, so if y'all want to re-follow along, if y'all remember every episode, y'all can just comment when we start to drop these. Go ahead, drop your stuff, guys. Ice.
Oh yeah, I just want to shout out one more time because he did a part 2 with my podcast, and also Keenan was on this week's episode. Shout out to Keon Poley. He has that For Example podcast. Like I said, his
name is Keenan.
What? Oh yeah, Keenan. I fuck up every because that Y, man, that should be fucking me up. Keenan Poley. His For Example podcast. The both of the parts of my episodes are up. Keenan's episode just dropped today, so please listen to all 3 of those episodes. Rob. And you can find me on everywhere, Ice.McGowan.
Rob.
Yeah, RV Danger on Instagram. You can find me there.
Brennan?
At Mr. Producer Face on the gram.
I'm Keenan Baker on everything. And like I said, yes, definitely check out Keenan's podcast. We had a great time. Get to hear Brennan's little blurb in there because he has a quick little...
I did not know you were recording a podcast.
A nice little rant in there. So we thank y'all for tuning in every week. We thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Animeshun. We out.
And so anime was solved forever.